Welcome, welcome, welcome to our team call. I'm excited to be here because we have two guest speakers that I'm going to have hop on and start in a little bit. I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys about two things that came to mind today, and I thought it was really important to share. First thing is Summit is coming. If you don't have a ticket, get a ticket. Well, you'll be on a waiting list. But if you're on the waiting list, you're going to see in the next couple months that people are going to be pulled off the waiting list. Hopefully, fingers crossed, you will be one of those. So if you have a ticket and you don't have a flight, you don't have a hotel room, you need to figure this out. So I will have a post going on. Well, actually, what I'll do is I'll make a document in our team page, and it will be for anyone that is going that already has a ticket and they're there and doesn't have like a room or is looking for someone to room with or that type of thing, because we need to kind of organize. I just got a block of rooms as well. And then in April, more will be available because people have to actually pay in April, and a lot of people just hold them and then aren't able to pay for it. So more will be available as well. So if you do have a ticket and you're looking for someone to room with, then you'll be able to put your name on that list. And getting to events, that event and your local Super Saturdays are super important to do. Now, some of you guys might have Super Saturdays that are kind of sketchy and like small. So find a bigger one closer to you, and it might be better for you to experience that because they're really fun, motivating. It's really nice to be around other people that are doing the same thing as you. And you're not in your own little world and social media. It's really cool to see other coaches. It's motivating, and you'll leave there feeling good. All right. With that being said, one more thing. Okay. So I was thinking about this because I always get this, and as a new coach, when I first started, when I was posting stuff, hardly anyone was liking my stuff. And if they did, most of the people were liking my family stuff over anything else. And that went on for a while. And as I grew as a coach, more people started to like. And as I engaged with them more in my comments and asked them questions, more people started to comment and therefore and so forth. But I want to just share that I'm doing a group right now, and it kind of brought me back there. I'm doing this Fit Project group, and it's a sneak peek into a challenge group. So there's not much activity going on in that group, but I can tell you that people are joining behind the scenes. And that's exactly how I was before I was a coach. I was the one lurking. I was the one watching. I was the one doing everything that the person, like in these groups, what they were doing and what they were sharing, the recipes, I was doing that at home. But I was never commenting. I was never the person that was outgoing in the group. So with that being said, don't stop what you're doing. Like if you're going to do a sneak peek group, if you're going to do, if you have your own team page or whatever the case is and people aren't responding, keep doing it. Keep asking questions. For a long time, Doreen, she had this vision for her team and for herself, this huge vision. And I would see her posting all this stuff in our team page. And when her team was very small, there was little going on. She kept at it. She kept at it. And now people are totally there, responding and just soaking up what she has to say. Same thing for me when I had a team page, when I was posting. People weren't interacting. But you need to stick with it and be consistent. Do not stop just because you're getting 5 likes on something, or you see what is moving more and maybe the time of day and change what you're doing a little bit, but don't stop, because you'll end up a year from now and you're going to be like, wow, thank God I didn't stop. Thank God I was consistent, because now look at my team, look at my posting, look at people are following me. They actually care. And even for someone that has been in this for 2.5 years, that group that I was just talking about, people are seeing it, but there's not much going on. Some people are commenting here and there. Some people, it's very slow. It's the first time I'm doing it. But behind the scenes, I'm having conversations with these people, and I'm already having a handful of people joining. I have 5 people that are joining in the past week just by seeing, being a part of this. So I want to encourage you guys to don't stop what you're doing. Keep posting. The more consistent, the better. And you guys will see yourself and really appreciate that you really stuck it out. So with that being said, all right, we have 2 guest speakers on tonight, Michelle and Sarah. They have been coaching I know Sarah has been coaching for maybe almost 2 years. Well, summertime will be 2 years. No? Sarah, hop on. Hold on. I'm going to Sarah, how long has it been?
It was the very end of August.
So 1.5-ish?
Yeah.
And Michelle is just over a year, January, right?
Yep.
So they have been coaching, and they just, what Summit, was it around Summit that you guys became Success Partners?
I think like April or May before that.
Okay.
Almost a year.
About a year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they have stuff to share with you of how we can use Success Partners to further our business, to grow in our business. And I really have seen a huge difference in both of their, just being consistent and on top of things and just working together. And their business has been growing ever since that they started to really connect and do these things. So they're going to share with you what they do. And then we're going to kind of have a call to action. If there's anyone on here that doesn't have a success partner or a couple, you don't only have to have one. We're going to put together a sheet and get you guys hooked up with someone and see if it works out. Because it is kind of like dating. You kind of have to feel it out and see if you're a good fit before you kind of say, okay, we're doing this, that type of thing. So I don't know who's going first, but you guys are up.
So I'm going to go first and kind of talk about what I changed in my business personally, probably about 5 months ago. And the momentum has picked up now and just kind of steamrolled on me. I probably started getting up at 5:30 consistently, not just one time a day or, one time a week, 5 months ago. And I have a good hour and a half normally before the kids wake up. And I try to knock out my power hour, and I've changed that up also with what I do. But I'll post in all of our groups at 5:30. I'll try to get my morning post done. And then I go through and add my 5 people a day, 7 days a week, no fail. And then the power of 3s is where I kind of broke it down. And I message 4 people that I have never talked to before. And then I do 3 value messages or something to add value to people. I will go through my birthday, where it says people's birthdays. And if I've never messaged them, then that counts as one of my new people. If I have talked to them before, then that counts as a value. And then I'll go back through and, fill in those gaps where I don't have, the birthday thing. But I'll build relationships that way. And then I'll comment on 3 and I'll continue conversations with 5+ people. And then I invite to my challenge groups, to coaching, and whatever I don't get knocked out in that hour and a half, I finish throughout the rest of the day. And I, focus on building the relationships, returning messages, and that's been my main thing for the last 6 months, rather than just saying, okay, I have to invite to nobody I've ever talked to before, because that doesn't work very well. I have stopped scrolling through Facebook. That's a huge, huge time waster. I keep people on whiteboards on my desk so I can they don't slip through the cracks. I go back through every week or 2, shoot them a message or just comment, do whatever, keep that relationship going. And that's pretty much, it's just that consistent every day, 6 days a week. I do take 1 day off a week, but it's working for me so far. So I'm going to shoot it over to Michelle and she can tell you what she's been doing.
Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, so I started a year ago, and as Tara can probably attest, I started off really strong. I had a really strong warm market. And I, unfortunately, did not start off doing all of the vital behaviors that I needed to do because my warm market really kind of carried me for a long time, until probably about August. And then I was like, oh crap, something's drying up here. And my husband had warned me that things would dry up, and I didn't believe him. And then they did. And I was like, oh shoot, okay. So I was, 8 months behind in these vital behaviors that, gosh, I could kick myself now, because had I done them back then, I probably would not have had a couple months of a dry spell. But like Sarah, it was probably around September, October timeframe. I just really started to feel like I needed to kind of put my head down and refocus myself. And so I started waking up early. I work full time. My husband travels 50% of the time, so I'm home alone a lot. So spending time when my son is home just doesn't, and when he's home and awake, I should say, doesn't work well. So I needed to start getting up early. I needed to get my power hour in. I needed to get my workouts done. So I actually started kind of creating my task list for my power hour the night before, so that when I would get up the next morning, there was no question about what I was going to accomplish during that hour. I needed to stay on task, and I needed to get done what I needed to do. Like Sarah, I use the birthdays as a great way to outreach to people. So I go through my birthday list every morning, wish whoever's on that list a happy birthday. I usually do it via private message and not on their wall, because I find that gives an opportunity for some back and forth conversation if they reply. I have a lot of interest groups that I'm a part of. So I will choose one each day to kind of go in and follow up on some posts that were posted the night before, that I wasn't able to be a part of those conversations. And I'm also looking for ways to build relationships. So I like to look for easy opportunities, and like on Thursday, so this past Thursday, it was St. Patrick's Day. I opened my Facebook in the morning, and all I saw were kids in green. And so I took advantage of that and thought, this is my opportunity to start conversations with people whose birthday it's not. And these are cold conversations. So I look ahead at my calendar to identify when are those kind of easy opportunities coming up. And I make sure that I highlight them. So I know that, on Thursday morning, I have a really good opportunity to probably message 15 to 20 people about something that they posted on Facebook that morning. I've also decided to really work hard at finding my target audience. And I know Stacey has talked about this a lot, and I think she presented a couple weeks ago, about really sort of identifying who it is that you're targeting when you're posting. Obviously, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a working mom. So that's who I need to speak to. And I don't know that I was doing that. I have always been very consistent with my posting since day one. But I don't know that I was always speaking to me. And so that's what I'm really starting to kind of target, and I've been focused on with my messaging and my pictures and my photos. Is really sort of trying to connect with other women who are just like me, working moms, who are strapped for time and, possibly want to, take the leap from corporate America and stay at home with their kids. So I think really kind of identifying who that target audience was has helped a lot. I've also, like I said, I didn't really do all of my vital behaviors the first 8 months of my business. So I've also focused on personal development, and looking to really identify books that I enjoy reading. I've, kind of picked up books in the past and sort of tried to get through them and didn't enjoy them, so I wasn't consistent with it. But I've started to find books that really sort of speak to me and I actually enjoy reading or listening to an Audible. And so that makes a huge difference to me as well. And finally, the one thing that I think I've changed in the past few months is I've stopped taking no's personally. I've really come to find out that no's just mean not right now. And I try not to, I've started to try not to take those no's personally, because like Doreen, I don't know if it was a team call or if she just posted a video. No, I think she just posted a video about not taking those notes personally and not allowing them to stall your progress. That's something that I've really sort of learned in the past couple months. And I've come to that realization and not taking the notes personally, because I have started to learn that they are just not right now. And I've had to work people for 8 months, you know, follow up with them every month, check in on them, just say, hey, how you doing? And finally, they start to come around. It doesn't always happen quick, but I'm starting to remind myself every time I get that no, okay, so they're not ready today, but 5 months from now, 6 months from now, they may be. So that's what Sarah and I have each sort of made some changes in our personal business over the past 5 months. But what we also wanted to talk about was how she and I together have started working, and where we, what we do as Success Partners. So like Tara said, we were, Sarah and I got hooked up last May, just before Summit. And I think Sarah and I hit it off pretty quick. You know, we would message back and forth. I don't know that I actually talked to Sarah on the phone before we got to Summit, but we would message back and forth and just talk about, you know, what are you doing? What's working for you? And whatnot. And then when we got to Summit, we actually met in person. And I felt like at that point, that's when Sarah and I really connected, having the opportunity to talk face-to-face with her. Her husband was with her at Summit, so I got to meet her husband, and just started to get to know her more. After Summit, we kind of kept on that, just sort of messaging back and forth. But it wasn't until this fall that Sarah and I really said, you know what, we need to start meeting weekly. We need to get on the phone with each other. We need to talk about what we're doing. And we need to discuss how we're going to, you know, build our businesses. And with that, we decided that we were going to start running challenge groups together. We were going to talk weekly about our goals. So that's what we do. So Sarah and I, every Thursday morning at 9:30, we connect on the phone. We have a standing meeting. It is in my work calendar, so I don't schedule over that. And she and I will connect. We usually talk for 30 to 45 minutes. And we sort of keep the same agenda each week, so that we stay on task with each other. But we start off by talking about what has happened over the past week. Although we're connecting on the phone on Thursdays, Sarah and I probably message back and forth several times a day. So it's never that we're not in contact over the course of the week, but what we focus on talking about is what have we personally done with our businesses over the past week. So how many people did we invite? How many yeses did we get? How many no's did we get? Did we sign any coaches? Then we will talk about what we have upcoming. So Sarah and I have started doing all of our challenge groups together. We also do our coaching sneak peeks together, and we do our new coach trainings together. So we have essentially, you know, taken our two teams, we bring them together, all of our coaches, and together we run these challenge groups. So we talk about, you know, what do we have upcoming, what's going on with our current groups. She and I will generally take a look at the calendar and plan 2 months out, so that she and I both know what's going on, and then we can communicate to our teams what we have upcoming. We strategize about what makes sense. So, you know, we had our March calendar kind of planned out back in February, but then she and I were talking last week, and we were sort of discussing where we both were with our Success Club, where our teams were. And we were trying to think of ways to get creative, but, you know, all be successful with our goals. And And, we realized, oh, well, 3-day refresh is on sale. Easter's on a Sunday. Why don't we run like a 3-day, post-Easter detox and maximize on the 3-day refresh sale? So we kind of are looking at the calendar. We're discussing what's going on. We're discussing ways that we can get our volume up, get our success hub points, and help our teams do the same. And then we will talk about any challenges or issues. So Sarah has been vital to me in helping me to get out of my head. I have a tendency to get in my own head. And so just having that person who's holding me accountable to do what I said I was going to do, and helping me work through sort of my own issues, whether they be challenges or insecurities, or, I say that I don't take those no's personally, but sometimes I still do. I've gotten better, but, having Sarah there to sound off on has been tremendously helpful to me. And, it just gives us an opportunity for that back and forth. And then finally, before we hang up the phone, we both put out to each other what our goals are for the week. How many invites are we going to do each day? How many coach invites are we going to do? Are there any prospects that we're working on or having conversations with that, we truly plan to bring on board and help this week? So we put it out to each other so we can hold each other accountable. We know what each other's goals are. I have on my whiteboard her put hairstyling date, and I was looking at it earlier. So I know what her target date is. I know when she wants to quit being a hairstylist and do this full time. So together, we're focused, and that's what we do with our weekly meetings. And I'm going to hand it back to Sarah, and she is going to tell you all about what we do with our challenge groups.
So Michelle touched a little bit on what we do together with our groups. We do run 2 challenges a month on the first and third Mondays of every month. So we kind of have that set in our calendars. We've also created templates for our challenge groups. We do 4-week challenge groups, unless we decide to do something special. Like we did one with the New Year, New You one was longer. But basically they're 4 weeks, and we have our templates so we know we're posting every morning. It takes the guesswork out for our coaches. We hand those down the line to them so they can run their own and they don't have to try to figure it all out. And it just makes everything so much easier, and we're all on the same page, and we're not over posting each other. We have a schedule for all of our coaches, and for us, it's definitely made life easier in the morning so we can focus on our own businesses more. We've gotten our own teams involved, and they really get the sense of what they should be doing so they can go off with their own coaches eventually and do the same thing. We do a free group every month together, with our team. So usually about a 5-day, and we've tried to change it up. And actually right now we have a much longer free group going on for like a healthy hopping into spring. So just basically a pre-Easter group that we decided to do to switch it up and make it more fun. We do a sneak peek into coaching every month together, and that's it's scheduled on the calendar. And then we do an immediately after a new coach training live every month. We're working on making all of our own videos, so we're not constantly using Tara and Micah's as much as we love them, but our own faces in there, so our coaches are getting to see us more. And that's pretty much it. It's been great. We've been, moving forward, and I love working with Michelle. Sorry, losing my voice. I couldn't ask for a better success partner. So she's made all the difference in my business. Thank you, Tara, for hooking me up.
You guys are awesome. Seriously. It's so true. It's like with Micah and I did the same thing. And I say, I don't even know what I would have done without her, because I didn't have access to my upline coach. And your upline coach, all of yours, whether it's me or anyone else, it's like they can't be around all the time. And some of the questions that you have, someone that is doing the same things you're doing kind of can help you through that. And you could kind of work together in that and figure it out. With your challenge groups, I think it's huge because we did the same thing. You do the challenge groups together because it's hard for anyone to do them by themselves because of the people. You want enough people in there, right? So picking another person to do it with you. There's a lot of things that you guys can do with a success partner or even a success pod, because sometimes as partners, like they were super successful as partners. If you were watching how they share their goals and how they connect and all of that. Sometimes with success partners, it doesn't always work out that way. And you're kind of pulling the other one along and the other one doesn't want to, push. So it's really hard, but they balance each other out. So sometimes success pods where it's more than one other person can work in that way as well. Did you want to add anything else?
No, the only other thing I wanted to add is I think that if you don't have a success partner, I think finding one, it will be vital to your business. I'm just catching up on some national wake-up calls over the weekend when I was in the car, and I think it was Julie Boris.
Yeah.
Did the call a couple weeks ago, and one of the big things she said, she's success partners with Danielle Natoni, Fit and Funky, whatever. But I mean, even the top coaches, Tara and Mike are prime examples as well. I mean, you need that other person to just be your sounding board and to kind of be that safe place to be like, you know what, I'm having a great month, or you know what, I'm having a really shitty month. Yeah. And when you're a coach and you have your own team, you don't want to vent that on your team per se, but if you have somebody else who, that you're working closely with, you have that opportunity to, have those celebrations with them, and you also have the opportunity to, commiserate and pick each other up. And I can't say enough about it. And yes, thank you, Tara, because I remember you messaging me being like, hey, do you have a success partner? But yeah, I mean, it was a great matchup. And, so I think Tara has a call to action, which I think.
Yeah, definitely. Because here's the thing. I want you guys to be hooked up with someone that has the same goals as you and that is working towards your goals, and you can see that in their business, So what I'm going to do after this call is I'm going to put a document up in our Dream Again big page. And I would like just a list of people that need a success partner. That's it. And if you have one, but it's not working out and you don't want to put your name up there, that's okay. Just message me personally. I'm going to take that list and contact, obviously, your upline. I'm going to contact you, and that's going to be my focus for the week. I really want to get your goals so I can know who to match you up with. I don't want you guys just posting in Dream Again saying, hey, I need a success partner, because someone random that's a discount coach might say, hey, I need a partner to help me with my health. So I don't do that, because I don't want to, like, if your goals are way different than your partner's, it's just going to be really hard. So with that being said, it is definitely crucial. When you have a success partner, what do you do? Like, sometimes it's weird, it's awkward. And like Michelle and Sarah were saying, they connect every week. And that's what I would definitely talk to your partner about doing is, okay, first time, get on a Zoom call or get on the phone, whatever you would like, and just talk to them about your goals and their goals. That's it. And maybe set a weekly goal for the next week. It doesn't have to be something like, I'm going to do this. It doesn't have to be a long list of things, just simple things. And what are the actions you're going to take to get there? You could start really simple like that.
Yeah. Tara, let me say it too. Sarah and I's calls have evolved. When we were first getting on the phone together, I mean, we were just like, hey, so what's going on? What are you doing? And we would just sort of chit chat. And I think we both started to realize, like, wow, that chit chatting is great, and it was definitely helpful for me. I don't know about Sarah, but for me to say to Sarah, okay, here's what I'm going to do this week. And then to know that the following Thursday, I was going to get back on the phone with Sarah and she was going to say, okay, what did you do this week? She's not my boss, she's not my upline coach, but she's my partner. And I knew that I was going to have to not prove something to her, but I needed to come to the table with having done something, and I can't let myself down and I can't let her down. And so we started, really committing to what our goals for the week would be and what we would do. And that's made a huge difference. But we definitely didn't start off with sort of that really sort of structured agenda that we have now.
Right. And, bouncing ideas off of each other. And a lot of this business is trial and error. You talk to each other, you try it out, you're trying a certain challenge group or a theme, or your sneak peek into coaching. And it's like, we're going to see how this works. And next month we can change it. And, no one has the answers to everything. We're only sharing with you guys like what works for us, but something might work for you in a different way. So I think that's crucial with Success Partners as well.
I think that's where we've evolved more recently, is bouncing ideas off of each other and trying new things. Like we just started today, the sneak peek into the challenge group.
Yeah.
And trying that out with each other to see what happens. But I would never have done that by myself or even ventured into it really, So it's fun.
Yeah, it's scary to do something different. I was scared to do it. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to have a lot of coaches commenting under my stuff because I don't know if anyone else will. Like, that's what it is about this business. You're putting yourself out there and you're being super vulnerable. But doing it with a partner makes it so much better that you have that. And yeah, just keeping you on track and having, like, I always felt like I had to show up because she's showing up. So this week I have to show up. I can't just come to the table like, and there's going to be weeks where you're not going to have it all together, but that's what a success partner is for, to make it not last more than a week. You know what I'm saying? To say, okay, next week, get in your butt in gear and we're doing this. And that's in everything. It's business. And your health and fitness journey, as much as that's a hard part of this, but that as well, just keeping you guys on track. So does anyone have questions? You can unmute yourself or type in the chat box on the bottom. There's a little chat. All right. Oh, someone does. Doreen.
Shut up. Okay, I love how you guys have your templates for your challenge groups. Now you run 2 a month. Do you have more than one template for your 30-day challenge group? So one 30-day starts on the 1st and one starts on, say, the 15th. How many different groups do you have templates for?
We do mixed groups. We don't ever have like one set program. So it's kind of
like you said, you had all your posts planned out.
Right.
So we
might change it up here and there, and those have kind of evolved over the last month or two also. So it's pretty much the same thing.
Now, when you have people, do you have people go in the group the next month? Do they stay with you?
Once or twice, and then they go into a year-long, a big accountability group.
Okay. So you guys have a combined accountability group?
We just combined them recently.
And do you post in that every day? You guys take turns?
No, I'm really bad about that.
Okay. Is that the theory though?
That's the theory, but
yeah, once the 30-day group is over, if they want to continue on and they want to continue with that accountability, we would move them into the accountability group. Typically, somebody won't be in a 30-day challenge group twice.
That's good. That accountability group, I love it. I love that idea. It's just, you could probably schedule the posts. And it doesn't have to be every day. And maybe even give them like the people that are in it, every Monday you're posting a call to action, like a recipe and then a question. You know, even the challengers in there, they can have a job.
A lot of my past challengers post in there constantly, so I feel less of the need to do
That's
it.
good. That's really good. So I like that. That's awesome. Okay. Anyone else have a question?
I think Emanuela did.
She did. How long do you keep that in the accountability group? Forever?
As long as they want.
Yeah.
Yeah, with those accountability groups, you know, I will typically use that, you know, as an opportunity if I won't necessarily post every month, but if I'm running a new coach sneak peek, I might post in there, hey, if anybody's interested, you know, we have a new coach sneak peek starting this month. And these are all past challengers. These are folks who, you know, have done the programs, kind of know how the challenge groups run. If there's any new programs coming out, we post in there about the new programs. They have an opportunity to, you know, try a new program, buy a new challenge pack. So, you know, they're an accountability group and they're in there, you know, initially using whatever program it was they started off with. But we don't discount the fact that they may be ready for a change at some point and, you know, remind them of new programs coming out and take advantage of that sort of marketing opportunity.
And it's good to go back through every couple months and, you know, make sure you're reconnecting with them personally. I did that last month and wound up signing 2 of them up as coaches with new challenge packs because they just were in a, what's the word I'm looking for?
A funk.
A funk and jumped in. So
for sure. I love that. That's something that when we watch that challenge group thing by Jatana, she does that accountability group and I like that. And even when there's like a new launch of a product, you know, what else was I going to say that I forgot to, I just lost my train of thought. Anyone found another app other than, there's other apps that schedule posts. I just don't know what they're called. So I can find out. Does anyone use anything else that schedules their posts? There's 2 others. I'll find out.
Hootsuite was working fine for me, starting again like on Sunday.
Oh, good.
It was not working last week, and then I like went in again, and it was working fine.
And it wasn't just that; it was all schedulers for.
Okay.
Yeah, it was all the apps because there was a post on the wall about it that it wasn't working because it wasn't. It was just putting your picture, and then you had to click on it to read the text.
Right.
Meet Edgar.
Oh, Meet Edgar. I'm like, what? But you have to pay. Okay. And Jerry, which is Cheryl, Hootsuite is not working for her today. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe the ones that were scheduled before are, Michelle, did you reschedule them?
I didn't.
Oh, I don't know. So we'll have to look, but there's another one too. I forgot what it's called. I'll find out for you guys. Anyone else have any questions? Buffer. Oh, Julie, that's another one. It's called Buffer. Yes, I think so. No more questions. Okay. All right. So, if you haven't listened to it, listen to the National Wake Up Call from today. It was just simple, great tips of how to reach your cold market too. Because guys, your cold market is where it's at. That's, you have to add people to your Facebook. You bringing people that you don't know or you met a long time ago or whatever into your warm market. You're bringing them into your little home on Facebook, okay? And now they're watching. Even if you don't necessarily, they don't respond to anything you're messaging them about, whatever. There's great, Chelsea said, like, just thanking people. And I posted this today in my team page, my personally the Success Club one that we're doing, about what I say to people. I thank them. Thank people for liking your stuff. Tell them that it takes a lot for you to be posting this stuff and you're so vulnerable. Like, thank everyone. And when you thank them, people are so astonished that they're not getting a message like, hey, join my challenge group. Instead, they're getting a thank you for supporting me. Thank you for, encouraging me, because by you commenting or liking on my stuff, I feel like, I'm more apt to post more because I feel like I could be myself. Just be yourself and thank them. And you'll be surprised how much feedback you get back rather than just sending them a blind invite to a challenge group. So I'm always for building relationship first over anything else, especially nowadays. I feel like there's so many people out there on Facebook messaging people for things to get something out of it. So I'm all for, building that relationship, because people will definitely take note of it and remember you for it and then want to join you over someone else. All right. I'm going to leave.
A question.
Yes.
Not about Success Partners, but when you guys go into groups, like say mom groups or whatever, how do you work on building the relationship in there?
Comment. Well,
Just comment.
I'll say what I do and then they can hop on if they want to. I comment. I just am there. So people start to know my name and I comment on stuff. I like on stuff. If a mom is posting like they need a recipe, I'm going to be the first to offer value and I will message them about that recipe or message them about that post. Like if they're looking for something, I'm going to be that person and give it to them.
Because how do you convert them over to your friends?
You friend request them?
I know, but I feel like a lot of times they don't answer it. So that's why I was curious if
that's what I'm saying with the name. Like I feel like when they're seeing you liking on their stuff, when they're seeing you commenting underneath their stuff and being a friend in that group, like I still remember the friends that I had in the groups that I joined before Beachbody. Kimra, the one that is like well known for her social media stuff, was one of those friends of mine. And I remember her name vividly because she was always very friendly. So of course I'm going to accept her friend request because she's offered so much value in the group,
Okay.
So I think just being more present in the group is very helpful. I know Doreen, you go into groups a lot, don't you? Yeah, you want to unmute yourself?
Yeah, I just like and comment, and when they have little contests or whatever, I'm always the first one to say congratulations, or and then if you peek on their page and they have any kind of a life event, it's even just putting a little heart underneath. I mean, you're not good friends with them, but they say something happened and you put a little heart, or people appreciate it.
Yeah.
And they will remember and they will message you.
I noticed a lot of people in those groups, you can't even friend them anyways.
Oh.
At least in the mom groups anyways.
Why can't you friend them?
It's like grayed out, like you can't.
They're only allowed, it's not that the group, it's that the person only accepts requests from friends or friends of friends.
Mm.
That's how they have their page set. So in that case, you can message them and say, and start a conversation. You just can't friend them. And I would friend anybody I didn't message first anyway in one of those groups.
Okay.
If you message them now, because I've gotten a ton of messages from people about the house that I'm not friends with, and there's an alert that comes on your phone on the top, and it's no longer like hidden. Like for a long time it was hidden. You couldn't see other messages but now they would. Like, so you can message them from your even if you're not friends.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, then you have a conversation. I wouldn't just randomly friend people in a group.
No.
Unless we were commenting or liking. If I post something and I get 100 likes or whatever, I'll go through and I'll friend those people, and some of them won't even accept, even, some of them will not, some of them will. And, and I'll say, thank you so much for liking my post or commenting or whatever. And I do, I just thank them. Even when I'm telling you, even when somebody is like nasty, I'm like, thank you for responding.
Yeah, she does.
Appreciate it.
It's so true. And it goes such a long way because people are so used to the opposite.
It turns them right around.
Yeah.
It's a complete turnaround, and I'm not a salesperson. And that's it. I mean, like there was somebody their mother died. I noticed, I went on to see, to look at the page and see if we had anything in common. And all I noticed was that in the last 2 weeks, her mother died. So I wasn't going to comment anything anywhere, but under the little post about how I miss my mom, I just put a little heart. She messaged me and said, that was so kind of you. I mean, she messaged me for that. And we had a whole conversation back and forth. And then she asked me how I handled it. And, but I mean, a little heart, nothing, not a word. And she messaged me. So she said, that was so kind of you. People are not used to kindness.
Right.
So true.
So just, and that's the thing, building that network, you need to do that. And that has to be your priority from day one, is adding friends to your page every day. And you'll never run out of people. You won't. And if you have no one to talk to, that means that you're not doing that. So I want to encourage you guys to just do more of that. And really going through your friends list. Like you guys probably have more friends than you even think. Go through them and look for people that you haven't talked to in a long time, and go to their pages and be on their pages for a while. The more you like and comment on people's photos, the more they're going to show up in your news feeds. So it's going to be easier for you to find them, and keep a list as well, because I always keep a list.
But it's almost instant. If I see somebody likes something, or even if I just go on their page and I like a couple things, it is so instant that they're on my page hitting like.
Yeah.
It is amazing. And then you notice a day later, they're liking your newest post. Now, they're probably not looking for my newest post, but now the affinity is so quick. And one of the most important things Michelle said was that she had been adding people and hit that wall. That's the wall that everybody hits. It's new coaches, if you take away nothing else, take that away.
Yeah.
Because you will hit that wall. Michelle had a big warm market. And I know other coaches have had the big warm market, and you don't realize, because you don't think that warm market's ever going to go away. And it does. And you know that market went away the day that you have nobody to talk to, and that you can't find anybody to help, because you didn't continue to add eyes to your page. That is those 3 to 5 new people every single day. And if you add those people every single day, then 6-8 months down the road, those cold people are now your warm market. They're your friends. They know you. They like you. They trust you. That's Kimra. And look at that.
And look at her.
And now it took Michelle just a couple of months to get warmed back up again. But you don't need to hit that. And had she really known, she wouldn't have done that. She would have been friending people from the beginning. I did not have a big warm market, so I started friending immediately, and that was the benefit of not having the warm market, but not the benefit. But you always have people to talk to. If you are going on your phone alphabetically, go into friends, it's alphabetical, go down the list. Carrie and I do it all the time. We're pretty much on the same letter. And you always have new people to talk to, because if you're adding those 3 to 5, and when you get back to the 8, you've got a whole new slew of A's.
Yeah.
And B's and C's. So you should always have someone to talk to.
Yeah. And if you're struggling with expanding your network, what I always have done, go on YouTube, you search Beachbody, expanding your network, and you're going to see so many videos of different people and different ways to do it. And you're going to find one that just connects with you, like I did. I was so scared of running out of people. That was like my focus from day one. And and I that's what I did. I went on YouTube and I looked and I found stuff. I'm like, okay, that sits well with me. That doesn't. That works for me. That doesn't. That's exactly what it's all about. You have to trial and error, find what works for you, but do it consistently. All right.
Carol, one thing I started doing was people that I'm close with or that I live near or that I've been friends with for a while that I might have a decent amount of mutual friends. If you go under their page and go to their friends, at the top it'll say people you may know.
Yeah.
And just go in there and find people that have like 10, 15 mutual friends. And a lot of times they'll just accept your friend request because you have mutual friends.
Right. It's so true. And I do it too. Like, that's what I look for first. Do we have mutual friends? Are they weird? I'm like, you know, like sometimes it's like, but you know, that's what they're looking for first is if you have, how many mutual friends do you have? And are there mutual friends like normal people?
I'll look through my friends and try to find like my ideal person who I want to work with and then go through their friends.
Yes.
See who fits me. And if I have mutual friends also, but
perfect. So true. Like if you guys, your target market's not men, don't accept men's friend requests and don't go out there and try to friend. You're not going to appeal to everyone and you're going to appeal to your own, whoever your ideal customer is. Maybe it's someone that has a lot of weight to lose. Maybe it's someone that just wants to feel good again and lose 5 to 10 pounds. Whatever it is, you need to know that before you do anything. You need to really think about it and then look for people like that fits that. Okay. All right. That was fun. Fun times tonight. Thank you, ladies. You did awesome. I'm excited. So maybe you have men. Oh, geez. On your friends list, do you invite them even if you don't have the biggest connection? I don't invite any men at all because it's not my thing. I don't think I can help. I can help them, but the connection, no. And then I don't want to go there because sometimes men, like if a woman's being nice to them online, then you know what they think that you want to date them.
They're creepy. I have a couple guy customers, but it's guys that I went to high school with.
Yeah.
Or, you know, friends of friends type of thing.
Yes.
You'll get one every couple months that you'll have to block for sure. Sorry, I just blocked one this morning.
I just don't, like I look at them, I'm like, I don't, no.
Ask Kristen. Hello, dear.
All right, we're going to scare people now. All right, guys. The only man I have is my husband. That's right, girl. All right. So it's funny how I'm like helping my husband's friends, and they're like, TJ comes to me, he's like, so-and-so's doing the 21-day fix at school. One of his like PE buddies. I'm like, that's awesome. I love it. But he's like, he brought in the little containers. Oh, it's awesome. So, all right, guys. Thanks for coming on tonight. It was awesome. And I'll get that document up soon so you guys can put your names on it or message me privately, whatever you would like. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, Michelle. Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.